Hello, welcome to today's lesson on doing the measures of central tendency, which means mean, median, and mode. And we're going to do them first by hand and then by calculator. And when I say by hand, I'm still going to use the calculator a little bit to do simple stuff like multiplying and adding. And when I say by calculator, I mean programming shortcuts, both of which are very legal. So here we go. Today's lesson will probably be short. I told you the last lesson, we took the data, we summarized it in a frequency table and in a histogram. And now I'm going to summarize the data with these measures of central tendency. Please write this down. They describe the center. So these are measures of central tendency. Mean is just another word for average. It's the typical thing that most people do. An average is found by adding up all the numbers, which is a sum, and dividing by the total number of numbers, more properly said as total frequency. One of the ways to get the total frequency is it normally says it at the top of the page. I don't think this one says it. So we need to sum. We need to add up all the numbers. So that would be, it might take us a while, but that's going to add up all these numbers here. So I'll probably put my finger on it and put it in the calculator. So there's a 10 and a 10 and a 5. You should be doing this with me. And then pause the video, see if we get the same sum. I'm going to pause the video. So anyways, we're going to do the sum that way. You unpause the video. You should be getting 161. Sum means you got to add all these. So I don't have room down there, so to keep my notes neat, I'm just going to circle it. Write the word add, put it there. So how many numbers do we have? The total frequency. The total frequency. Go ahead and add that. Pause the video. 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 comes out to be 25. And again, I call this doing it by hand. And then, of course, we are going to take the sum and divide it by the total frequency. And you get an average of 6.44. I'm going to label it. I'm going to write it in the term we're more familiar with. And this is the next thing I'm going to do is super, super easy. But for some reason, a lot of people always forget what mode means. You have to remember, the MODE is the number you see the MOST. So, which number happens the most often, the most frequent number? 6 is the highest number. 6 is not the answer. 6 is how often somebody's on the computer for 10 hours. So the mode is 10. Because 10 happens the most. 10 happens the most in this list. Range is also a good thing to go over. We did that last time. The highest number minus the lowest number. The range is 9. And then what else do I have left? Median. Okay, so to finish the median means the number in the middle. I can't tell what the middle is right now because these are all in a weird order. We need to have them from least to greatest. Minimum is the smallest number to maximum. And if you can tell, I don't really have a lot of room here. So I'm going to do it down here in tomorrow's lesson, which is on box plots, because you have to do it for box plots anyway. So down here, I'm going to put the numbers in order from least to greatest. So you really, again, you have to be neat and organized. So I recommend you look up what's the lowest number. Oh wait, it's already neat and organized right here. We'll just use this. So I don't have any zeros. I have 1, 1, so I'm going to write 1, 1. I'm going to write 2, 2s. I'm going to write 1, 3. I'm going to write 3, 4s. I'm going to write 4, 5s. I'm going to write 2, 6s. 2, 7s. 1, 8. 3 9s. And 6 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was actually a lot easier. I remembered the easy way. The table is already nice and organized. So, hopefully you can hear me over the repair guy who was here. So, we want to find the middle, and there's multiple ways to do the middle. The great thing I love about math is there's always more than one way to do it. But the way that you guys are going to like is just cross things off until you get to the center. Hey, remember? Measures of center. So I'm going to cross off these one at a time. So everything's got a pair. I'm going to keep doing this. And I'm going to pause. You're going to pause the video and see if we both find the same center. Okay, so this one has this 6 in the middle. The other way I was talking about that you could do it is if there's 25 numbers and you cut that in half, you get 12 and a half, and then you just you always go up 1 from there, so it would be the 13th number, and which is exactly where that is. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. The 13th number is in the middle of a list of 25. I think it's easier to just slash, or even easier to just use the calculator, which I am going to go over in a couple of seconds. So I just want to note that this came out pretty easy. This is the middle. This is the median. The median is 6. The median is 6. So that's the middle of the list. We're going to use that for the next lesson on box plots. Okay, so now let's do the same problem by calculator, which is another day's lesson. So remember, this is statistics. So we're going to press data. We're going to press data. And you see I have a list here. It would be nice to have a name on the list. I think they do have names on the list. So we're going to put in the first number, which is 10, and press enter. The next number is 10, and press enter. Maybe you want to just do this with me and listen to my voice. It's a little easier. It's 5, enter, 3, 4, 7. If I do this right, I will come out with the same answers. 4, 5, 6, 8. Notice how I'm keeping my finger on this so I can keep track. 9, 9. The only time a calculator has a wrong answer is because the user put something in wrong. 10, 5, 6, 1, 2, 2, 5, 4, 7, 9. You also don't want to go too fast. 10, 10, 10. One of the easiest ways to check, a quick check, it's not foolproof, is to see how many numbers are in your list. You see right here it says I'm on list 1 and I'm in the 26th spot. I have nothing in the 26th spot because I have 25 numbers, and you know from the total frequency it said 25. So I have 25 numbers in, and now I want to do some statistics. Statistics are green. Whenever I have a green, I press the green button. Second, data. We are in 7th grade. We are only doing one variable statistics. So we're going to stay on that and press enter. Now you have to tell the computer, the calculator, where did you put all your data? If you looked at my calculator, it said list 1. So be careful on where you put yours, because you want to have the list highlighted that you used. I used list 1. And for frequency, I'm going to keep mine at 1 because I didn't enter in this frequency table into the calculator into another list. I didn't put the numbers in list 1 and the frequencies in another list. I put every number in one at a time. So I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to go down to calculate, and the only thing left to do for this entire calculator lesson is to understand what it is you're looking at. Take a wild guess what n is for. If n is 25, what is n? It is the total frequency. So if I ask you for total frequency, how many numbers are in the list, you can put it in the calculator. We press data to enter data, and then now we're doing second data to do statistics. This X with a bar over it is the average. So for your calculator notes, we need to add this symbol, X bar. X bar means average. So if you are going to use your calculator, you show your work by explaining that that is the average symbol. Okay? That's the average symbol. So now this SX stuff is some math we're not doing. It's going to be variance, sample variance, population variance. You don't need to know that. We're not doing it. So this 161, you've seen that before. Here's 161, and it was the sum.
That door is $500.
Sum. So the sum is 161, and that's what the EX means. That E is actually the Greek symbol for sigma, and sigma always means sum. Okay, so the sum of all the X's we put in the list are 161. So you can use that if you want. I'm going to keep scrolling down, see what else is on here. We don't need any sum of the numbers squared. The minimum is 1. If I needed a minimum, which I will when I do box plot, I'm going to put 1. Oh, you know what? Why don't I just do box plot now? So the minimum is 1. Well, I'll do the box plot later. Nah, I'm not going to do it now. Minimum is 1. We're going to use that for box plot. Lower quartile Q1 is 4. We're going to use that tomorrow. Median is 6. Does that match my, and you have to write MED. So when you do the calculator, you write MED. Okay, MED, median 6, that worked out. I must have done it right on the calculator and by hand. You know what? Doesn't hurt if you do it twice. Upper quartile, we'll do tomorrow for box plot. Max is 10, that's easy. We've done that before. Okay, so that's everything by calculator and by hand. I will practice more problems with you on Google Meets. Have a good day.